All right, I'm going out to get my garbage, which is a relatively easy task for most people in America. They just go out, they bring their garbage cans in. But for me, it's not so easy, because for the last 10 years, I've been a U.S. government gang stalking target. What did I do to deserve this? Well, I told a fireman to stop throwing his leaves on my property. So for the last 10 years, not only people in the community gang stalk me, police, firemen, EMS, ambulance drivers, security guards, neighborhood watch group members, but they get your neighbors and they get people in the neighborhood to gang stalk you. And the way they do it is by riding up or away from their curb, or pulling in or out of their driveways, or walking in front of your house, or coming in or out of their house. They just have to have a gang stalker there whenever I leave my house. So I'll go out now and I'll get my garbage cans and we'll just span the camera and take a look at who's out there, because this is how they gang stalk. This is what's happening in America. Now, as I come out, my neighbor is pulling out of their driveway. Now, am I saying that my neighbor is a U.S. government gang stalker? No, I'm not saying that, because I'm not a mind reader and I don't know people's intentions. But I will tell you that in America, they do get neighbors to gang stalk 24/7, and they do it just like this. Though I want to make clear, I'm not saying that this particular individual is a gang stalker, because I'm not a mind reader. I don't know his intentions. So I'm just showing you what's going on. And I'm saying that America's in trouble. Because when you use PSY-OPS on citizens because they tell a fireman to stop throwing leaves on their property, something is seriously wrong, seriously corrupt in America. This kind of thing happens in places like Stasi, East Germany, where they used mobbing. This kind of thing happens, no due process, having people unremittingly harass you in places like Nazi Germany. But it's happening here. It's happening after CHENEY had his hand in the surveillance program during the Bush-Cheney administration. It's happening after we had immoral Obama, who didn't investigate the secret programs, the illegal programs of the Bush-Cheney administration, but instead continued them. So here I am, coming out of my house, going to take in my garbage cans, gang stalk. They have a gang stalker every time I exit when I exit my street, when I go on to Buena Hills to exit my development, when I reach the bottom of Buena Hills. Then I go into the community. I walk in communities every day with my brother, who is profoundly mentally handicapped, and I'm gang stalked by people in the neighborhood, our neighborhood watch groups. I'm gang stalked by police, by firemen. This is outrageous, and this has to stop. And it's only going to stop when we all stand up and say, what the hell is going on in America? I'll keep the camera going because sometimes they'll have more than one. Usually at least one gang stalker. Now, I'm going to say two things again. I'm not saying that the person who lives in the house attached to my house is a U.S. government gang stalker. But what I am telling you, based on over 10 years of experience, is they get your neighbors to gang stalk. And if somebody doesn't want to gang stalk in the neighborhood, probably the only thing they can do, unless they want to be gang stalked themselves, is to move. Show you this street, and if you go through my development, this is what you would find. You'd find empty streets, but not when I leave my house, not when I leave my street, not when I go into Buena Hills, not when I try to leave my development. No, there's always one person there, because that's what they do. They have a gang stalker there. Can you imagine living where your neighbors gang stalk you? Your neighbors gang stalk you? That's happening in America. How long are we going to put up with this? How long are we going to pretend it doesn't exist?